What's going on there, everybody? On this week's episode of Vinyl and Vibes, I got my man DMV's very own Northwest DC's native Riz the Great. What's going on, man?
Don't trip. What's up, brother? Yes, sir.
We about to get right into it, y'all. Let's get it. See, this is exactly why I love doing this show, because I get to bullshit my ass off, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Real quick, because you from DC, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So hear me out, right? I need to know: are you a Commanders fan and a Wizards fan?
Man, yeah.
Okay, see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you gotta be proud of that, because half of y'all are Cowboys fans, man. Like,
nah. See, we don't even count that half. I don't even know what the half is.
Traitors. You get what I'm saying?
It's kind of crazy. They say DC stands for that. I don't even say it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how could I? You know, somebody tried to give me a card the other day, and it was like, yo, close this account out. And they gave me a card, and I was like, this star looks familiar, but it don't look. It don't look like this should belong to you. I feel like you from DC.
You feel what I'm
and
saying?
Like, oh, my family. I was like, yeah, we don't accept these cards here. You might as well go ahead and take that one there back, brother.
Skedaddle, scram, get out of here.
Switch it up,
brother. You get what
I'm
saying? Like, nah, Apple Pay something. Like,
yeah. I'm definitely Commanders fan. If I want to be technical, you know what I'm saying? Hail to the Redskins. I know some people gonna be a little upset about that, but I'm just gonna say that's what I grew up around. That's what I know. That's all I do know. Burgundy and gold. But we know we gonna say the Commanders. They definitely did their thing this year.
Absolutely.
I gotta stamp that. You know. The Wizards, but they getting better. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll get some good shine.
Fingers crossed for the draft.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for the draft.
If we're gonna talk sports, we gotta say my man Ovechkin's still holding it down. The Caps are still rocking and rolling.
Oh, just went crazy.
Yeah,
just
the Caps are still going crazy. So. You know, the city, we got some good sports. I definitely don't want to take away from the Mystics. I'm gonna bring that up because we ain't never get that parade. Y'all won that year, but the pandemic happened. And we still need that parade for the ladies, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, holla at your boy.
Okay, all right. So we gonna pivot, but we gonna keep it a little DC. I'm gonna ask you for your answer. I'm gonna give.
You seen this movie?
Oh, come on now, Dolomite.
Dolomite, man. Y'all ain't seen that. Y'all need to go see this movie. This movie is hilarious.
Well, old boy was actually funny in real life. Like, his whole story is real deal, some brick and mortar independent artist type stuff. Like, he pretty much did the currency route before.
Guy.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Wild guy.
Absolutely.
Well, my bad. Go ahead. What you saying?
You good, man. You good. So, in terms of your knowledge of DC, what is your favorite era of DC nightlife? People need to hear this. I'm gonna let you get your answer. I'm gonna get mine. You know?
Oh, man. All right. Hold up. That's a good question. Because I'm still very much a part of nightlife here, even though I've kind of calmed down into that realm. But my top tier era of the nightlife in DC, I would say has to be from like 2012 to about, I want to say like 2012 to 2018.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna give you that because, like, back in the early spots, we gonna talk about like the Ibizas, the Fur Club, Love. You know what I mean? These are pivotal times where people was traveling to come out to these clubs. You know what I'm saying? True. Like, even New York, like, people was driving to come to these clubs. Fur was wild. Let me speak about Fur real quick, because Fur was one of those clubs where it's basically a warehouse, right? But it was crazy because it was barely any walls separating the party.
So it was pretty much open.
It was open, but every section was playing different music. I don't know how they was doing that. It was crazy. You go on this side, it's like EDM going on over here. You go over here, it's like some alternative stuff going over here. You go back here, and it's all hip hop. how you got all these people intertwined in one building. Everybody is just rotating in different rooms because one, the bar is just located right there where it's like in the middle of all these different little parties. So,
so it's like a boiler room setting in a way.
You end up meeting people, you know what I'm saying? You might end up hollering at a shorty, you be like, damn, I ain't never, you know, all right, cool, I'm gonna go dance with you over here. You know, so Fur was one of those cool places. Ibiza as well was dope. Love just had the name, you know what I'm saying? Like mad celebrities came out for Love, football players, basketball players, all that. I think there was a club called, is it either called Shadow Room or Showroom? It was downtown, like by Foggy Bottom. But my man John Wall was in that joint all the time.
I was just about to say
John
that's
Wall
the
was
one.
Partying,
listen,
I'm not gonna hold you.
If I could have been here for when John Wall, he was heard about
tables.
The Rose Mars story.
He was cool as hell. I would say my man wasn't even barely drinking, but he'll get a table, bottles coming out. He'd be like, "Hey, you seem cool. Come over to my section." Man, he just inviting everybody into a section, just cool as hell, man. I'm like, you sure we can drink this? Man, go ahead, go crazy. Ladies, come on over here, meet the homies. I'd be like, John Wall is like that. Then he go and jam like 60 points on the scoreboard the next day. Like, he wasn't in the club the night before, like drinking water. Cool guy, man.
Shout out my boy John.
Yeah,
man. Shout
that was
out
a good
OG
time.
John. We gonna get your jersey in the Rots.
Yeah,
boy.
for
Don't
sure,
even worry
man.
about it.
That was a good time. What about you? What was your party time or your nightlife era in the DMV? What you?
See, I'm a little late though, but my answer, I'm gonna just say honestly, just pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Like, cause I started, I went to school down in Bethune-Cookman, down in Florida, but I was starting to come up here like intern and stuff. And during my time interning, I was starting to get acquainted with like U Street, DuPont, and my favorite part about when I was hitting U Street was back then, I want to say it was like 2017, 2018, 2019. It was still bands that was playing on the corners after you left the club. That was my favorite part. You would be twisted leaving the club off of U Street. And then you got the band on the corner by the metro station playing Crew. And it's about like 10, 15 people going crazy outside.
Dancing,
you get what I'm saying?
The
party never stopped because outside it was pretty much like the let out at the gas station.
For sure.
And that's why I moved. Crazy that I happened to move right before the pandemic happened. But you know what? Y'all had something. Y'all had something special that was going on.
Our nightlife culture is one for the books. I feel like you can always find something to do in the DMV. It could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, it could be a Wednesday. You can find something. Something is shaking in the city, even when you think it's like slow. Is one particular spot that might be jumping. You know what I mean? It's a lot of creatives here in the area. Absolutely. I think Eden nightclub, they need to bring that back. I don't care what nobody say. Not Eden Hotel. Eden Hotel is a beautiful venue, by the way. Y'all definitely need to go to that rooftop. But Eden.
Oh, yes.
Like the Garden of Eden on 19th at I Street. Boy, 5 different levels, rooftop level. You get to smoke gas up there. That was before gas was legal. They was just letting people smoke gas up there, smoke hookah.
Way before the pop-ups.
It was a distinguished time. It was a great time. Bring back Eden. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't got nothing else to say about it. But
look, man, use
bring
the
that
show
joke back, man.
Use the show to get all your shit off. You feel me?
Bring that
everything
back.
off.
This is a wild cover, y'all. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to this, but it's called The Flasher. It's interesting.
It's a flasher.
Yeah, that's what's going on that album. That's crazy.
So when you anytime that you have happened to go after like vinyl records and stuff like that, oh, that's cold.
Yeah, this one might be a keeper.
That's cold right there.
This look like this is clutch.
Yeah, boy. Them early Snoop Dogg records, that boy was going crazy.
Dang. 21 Jump Street. Funny how Ice Cube's on this album and he made a movie called 21 Jump Street. Isn't that funny? Full circle, baby. Full circle. This movie, they just re-dropped this jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's classic.
Yeah, man.
Dang, but why they do it like a like it's a RIP hoop. I'm gonna have to look into this. You see
was
this right
probably
here?
I can't.
Is this like the old Snoop Dogg?
Yeah,
when his case was happening.
I think it was when the case was happening because man, we need more. See, that's kind of what has led us to where we're at now. Cause how his label was promoting that boy during that murder case was crazy. Like that boy, that boy at the award shows, in court, basing the music video, like
what. That kind of, I don't know if this happens on this show, but let me ask you a question, because this is now, I got a question for you. Do you think this is the start of when music industry was like really aiming for their artists to get into some shit so they could get the record sales up, because of that kind of blew him up in a per se? This is a crazy question, actually. I don't think about it. Snoop Dogg was probably one of the first actual cases that got publicized in the hip hop, world as an artist under a murder case, and murder was the case that they gave me.
First time,
check out that song.
This is the first question that I ever got asked on the show. Okay, that threw me off. That's a good question though. I really think that when the case was first happening, they definitely decided to capitalize and monetize it because they were starting to figure out, I think especially with hip hop, that all promotion is good promotion. We saw the emphasis that NWA was putting on the all promotion is good promotion when they was just doing whatever, performing after police, and they saw people like buying their records and just trashing them in form of protest, and they didn't care because they were like, you bought our records. So I think that was the mindset that they was moving off of. But I think that the point that the music industry was starting to push that type of stuff, or at least starting to really emphasize it in terms of the popularity of it in rap and hip hop, was probably around the same time they started putting insurance policies on artists. Maybe they didn't start doing it right then, but I do believe that
it's a good one, y'all.
You get what I'm saying?
That got deep.
Because when you think about it, like Tupac and Biggie, while they were two of the biggest artists, I highly doubt that either their labels was ready to foresee such a tragedy. You get what I'm saying? Because Tupac, he was about to start helping out making Death Row East. So he was clearly getting deeper into his contract. Biggie, he was just clearing up his contract, and he was about to become an executive himself. So, the music industry is one of those places to where they're going to keep giving you the ball if you prove that you're able to do it once or twice, because it's so hard to do it once or twice. So I don't think that they were ready for it, but when they started seeing that this is going to be somewhat of a commonality within the genre, then it was like, you know what?
They started designing behind it.
Like we're going to pretty much make our money anyway. So we're not exactly going to push it back as much as we should, but we definitely not gonna shy away from getting our bag off of it. That's a good question. All right, so spinning back on the beginning, because we got to start all the way at the top. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So before Riz the Great was born, can you tell me a little bit about who Rizzo is?
Dang. That's what's up. That's all right. Yeah, that's all right, man. Rizzo is that's me, and I was always into music. Music was part of my life, like, what I mean? I would get myself in some type of trouble all the time. When I got punished, all I had was my radio.
I felt that.
No TV, you don't get this, you don't get that.
Just a radio and some books.
You know what they ain't take away? They ain't take away that alarm clock.
Yeah.
They got a radio on there, and they ain't take away this boom box. I'm about to be listening to music, So, music has always been a part of me, and I think in my early stages, in my teenage years, a lot of people don't know this, I used to love R&B music, so I used to think I would be able to, you know what I'm saying, charm the ladies with some vocals. It wasn't the case when puberty hit. It was a rap for me. So I don't know, I kind of got into hip hop. I started freestyling. I ended up started like freestyle battling people, and that's kind of how the whole Rizzo name actually came to be about. You know, people just started calling me Riz. My last name is Rowe, and they were like, yeah, Riz. You know, H to the Izzo, R to the IZ. You the Hove, or they would just say wild stuff, and that's how Rizzo came about. I would battle rap, freestyle, and that's kind of how the love of music kind of fell for me. So Riz was always a nickname. Rizzo was my nickname, also a street name. So that kind of derived into my life outside. Everybody just knew me as Rizzo. And when it came to working on certain projects in music, you know, I was like, man, I don't want my life that was outside in the streets to also be just intertwined so deeply into my music.
For sure.
And when I was in a group called Swag Gods, y'all should check out those fellas.
For sure.
I was like, damn, how can I, you know, everybody know me as Rizzo, but I want this to kind of stand out more. And that's when Riz the Great was brought to light, and that was like 2012.
For
and
sure.
Been Riz the Great ever since. But everybody still call me Rizzo, so. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, that's Rizzo pretty much.
And I'm just saying, before all the little kids were saying Riz, I've been the Riz.
Originator. Okay.
I'm OG Riz, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
OG Riz. You get what I'm saying? OG.
Put a little Colgate, ching, the little Colgate smile. Yeah. OG Riz right here, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I can ride with that. Okay, so if
wait, hold. I think I see my man Joan over here, cuz.
Oh yeah, come on now.
Hey.
That slow down, smoked out 2 joint.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm about to see what this is. I'm about to get on this right here.
You go crazy too.
Yes indeed. That's the homie. Okay. We got the local session in here. All right.
Yeah.
That's
we got all the people that's local or play the Songbird. You feel me? It's the special section. You get what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So in terms of practice, right? You know, we know that the baseball player got to hit the field in order to get his stuff off. You know, the basketball player got to get his shots up in the jump. So in terms of Riz the Great, you was just talking about that.
I was just talking about this. This is crazy,
man. You was just talking about that too.
I was like, I got vinyl record from Uncle John. That every album he put out, he make a vinyl record. And I don't got this one. I probably need to get this one, but yeah, man.
So what's your favorite Uncle John project thus far?
Oh man.
And what's your go-to to put on wax and just let play?
This one is definitely one of my favorites. I have this album on my phone. I just don't have it as a record.
I got you.
So this one is definitely one of my top 2 favorites. He had an album that came out, I want to say in 2022. That's one of my favorite Jones right there. He just has such a unique flow and such a unique style of his rap and his music and how he puts it, and the way he articulates his version of things he's seen here in DC. You know, like him growing up on his side versus like, you know, I'm from Northwest. He from the South Side, so. We all know the South Side gets gritty. It get unchy on the South Side. So
shout out across the river, you feel me?
You know what I'm saying? So to hear that perspective of the city is beautiful too. But I'm sorry to interrupt the question. Go ahead.
Look, we flowing.
Yeah.
So only thing I was about to ask was, in terms of Riz the Great, where is he getting most of his practice reps in terms of preparing himself for a rapper early on?
I would say that was a dope question. Most of my practicing came from just dedication in the studio and performing at open mics. Open mic scene in DC at that time was like early 2000, like 2008, 9 through, you know, all the way up until now. But Our open mic scene, Island Cafe was a huge scene for up and coming artists in the DMV. Shout out to all the people that was putting that together. Same with, shout out Uptown XO for Pure Lounge. Pure Lounge was definitely one of those spots you needed to be at. And if you was really in the mix, you go to Bohemian Caverns, you know what I'm saying? Bohemian Caverns in the basement, they had like this producer battle going on.
Okay.
And it was like, you would literally as an artist be there and you would see like producers battling it out, because as a rapper, or just even an artist in that time frame, a lot of go-go people were getting most of the shine here in the city. So if you rap, niggas looked at you like, ain't nobody about to listen to you, bro. Like nobody want to hear that. So
give it the times.
When that community came together, and you looking for beats, you looking for different producers, you can't find it. You on YouTube, hard body. Yeah. You go to Bohemian Cavern, you be like, it's just many rappers is in here as producers. And they battling, looking to get their ear, get that sound out.
Right.
And for artists like myself, that was perfect time for me hop on stage and crush somebody's beats. I'm going hard on this jump to have a point where the producer be like, yo, we need to talk.
We might need to.
I got hit some beats for you, woo, woo. And that kind of fed the soul for me, you know what I mean? I was always rapping on instrumentals, freestyling. You catch me outside starting a cypher outside the club, like rapping, that was just me, bro. I would go to a show and freestyle off of someone's beat and make a song while I'm freestyling, like in the midst of that. You know what I'm saying? That kind of gave people just like, yo, Slim is different. You know what I mean? But always rapping, always in battle raps, always trying to write music, being in the studio. So continuously just sharpening my sword. You know what I mean? I think that's what got me to this point, you know what I mean? Gensu blade, baby. Sharp with it.
Hey, sharp with it, what you gotta be.
You know what I'm saying?
The song and the fashion brand. First, the first question I got is, was it the brand that inspired the song coming out back in 2020, or was it the song that you made that inspired you to push forward with the brand?
Yeah. Damn, that's a good one. So Don't Trip actually was a song before it was ever a brand. Okay. And I recorded that song actually right before 2020, like right before the pandemic. And it was a song I was kind of sitting on, which is crazy to say that now. And I was letting my DJ hear at the time and everybody listen to it, and they were just like, oh, you should go back and you should change this and you should do this and you should do that. And so I kind of sat on it for a second, but when the pandemic happened, I had so much music I was sitting on and everything that was going on. I was like, bro, this is like, almost feel like the end of times right now. Like, I'm putting out whatever I feel like putting out. And this song, I listen to all the time. I love this song. It just has a feel good vibe to it. I think people gonna really love it. And they did. They really did. So I started making merch for the song and didn't realize that the merch was just going to blow up like that, which made the song go even crazier. Then I got the feature from Peso and that kind of sized it, you know what I mean? But at this time, it was in 2020, so it was the pandemic. I started with just the face mask that said "Don't Trip" across the face.
Right.
And that was kind of a crazy message to people with everything going on with COVID, to see a mask that said "Don't Trip." You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of sparked it. And then it rolled into hats. And then now at this point, it's a full blown clothing brand, you know? That's the vision of like the art of form of it being a song that turned it into a whole clothing brand now. Like, it's to the point that people actually think I'm just a fashion designer. Like, some people, there's a crazy amount of people that think I literally just make Don't Trip clothing brand. They don't even know about the music until they start typing my name up, and they be like, wait, this man made a song. I actually had someone come up to me and was like, bro, I've been wearing your clothes for 3 years straight and didn't even know that this was a song.
But that's a compliment.
And I finally listened to the song, and the song is like that. Bro, you had me just promoting you this whole time. And I was like...
That's how it's supposed to happen naturally. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a compliment to be able to be known as two separate things within two different entities. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Nah, the clothing brand definitely complimented, you know, the brand itself being as big as it is. So
For sure.
You know, Don't Trip is, you know, the song that took me to another place. I got that right here tattooed on my arm. Don't Trip. It's little, but it's there, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Don't
for
trip.
you. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
And that's another thing. I'm glad you said that because when I see people wearing a hat all the time or wearing a clothing brand, you know, it's a constant reminder to me as well for me not to trip about the small things, the things that, you know what I mean, that we can't change and everything like that because it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff to absorb out here. So you gotta constantly remind yourself not to trip about things that are outside of your means. You know what I mean? So
I'm telling
you know it also means don't trip, man.
Hey,
you might need to hit those names, something like, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta let go and let God control only what you can control. I feel that.
Facts, man. Facts.
All right, bet. In terms of you being a DC native, what are some of the major cultural aspects and/or landmarks that you have pretty much seen get erased out of what we know as Chocolate City throughout the past 20 years?
Right. Yeah, glad you said that. So the Wharf, that song, which we won the Wayne before in 2023. Shout out Carpe, you know what I'm saying? Shout out High Life, shout out JoJo. That was you know, that was actually a beautiful rendition of what DC used to be to where it is now. And, you know, the song has its own message in it, but you know, those stories were prevalent to us growing up, you know, seeing that broken home, seeing kids outside, not knowing where their parents is at work, but they outside doing auntie stuff, getting in trouble and all that, you know. And I think that the culture of DC has been, I don't want to say whitewashed or washed over. You know, it's very much still the bones of the city is still here, but it's been crazy to see how the facelift of the culture has been changed into something so different. You know, even speaking in the space we're in right now in the Union Market area.
For sure, people don't know how
they don't know how this used to be over here. It used to be very aunty over here, but this is where you can get it how you live. Like the flea market was across the street, and a lot of people don't know, if you do know, that I actually started with my whole like clothing journey over here at this flea market. I used to get up 19 years old, help set up a whole store over here just to sell clothes, go to New York, get shoes, get hoodies, get all that stuff, come back, set up the True Religion pants, the Rockaware jeans, the Red Monkey jeans, the Visal jeans, all that stuff. We used to set all that up right here at the market before they changed it to what the market is now. So that kind of, if you really do your research, you can see what Union Market used to be before what Union Market is now.
Absolutely.
And across the street from that park was a lot of homeless people, a lot of junkies, a lot of people that was like having hard times in life. And things used to get crazy over here.
It was pretty much like an extension of Trinidad.
Yeah, it was. It used to be like walking zombies around this joint. You don't know what's gonna happen. You might somebody run on your pocket. You know, it was a different time. You know, so in the same breath, you know, it's crazy that you know, Chocolate City is still dear in my heart. We Chex Mix right now, but at the same token, I want to say that we still got the backbone of the city here, and some change is good, you know, to give it a little better light. But in the same breath, we can never erase what DC means to the people, what DC means to the culture. There's so many people that came from DC that don't live in DC no more that come back to look for it. And it's just about the people, you know what I'm saying? You get that with the people that are from here, so you gotta kind of touch down with the people because the building's gonna look different.
Absolutely.
You know, the vibe might not be the same, but the people gonna stay the same. So you gotta touch in with some real DC, genuine mumbo sauce, chicken wing eating people, fries and all that. Yeah, don't trip.
Look, I appreciate that, man. We definitely want to get a little deeper into that because, you know, going into your story, I noticed that you definitely have been an artist that has been active not only in just performing, but actually being outside and trying to give back and actually be somebody that's trying to push the community forward. You get what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask, how important is it for you to put on, or at least make yourself a figure that could be held as a shining example for the district that you have been born and raised in?
Thank you. Man, I might do his work, man. Coach K, you doing it.
Hey, man.
I definitely feel like being an example of what a role of leadership here is. I think that we kind of get steered away from what the bigger picture is. Sure. And as artists, we have such a big platform, such a big voice, and such a hands-on kind of nature with the community. And a lot of people don't utilize that. You know what I mean? They kind of utilize it to put out their music and their own particular messages, whether it be good or bad, but it doesn't necessarily kind of get to the people on the ground level. So I think with me, I'm just an extension of my city and my surroundings, and I've been very much raised to treat people how you want to be treated. So just because I'm an artist, just because I have certain doors that open up for me and certain doors I open for other people, don't mean that I'm too separated from hanging out with somebody outside. Sure. You know what I mean? To give you some knowledge or give you some experience that can give you some understanding of what kind of life you into, what kind of life is leading you into, what kind of things you got going on. So right. I think what my main key focal point here in the DMV is to put light on us individually, regardless if it's activist work, if it's artistry, if it's creativity, you know, content creators. Is all of us are in one melting pot, and only for us to get somewhere is if we all shine together. We all gotta be there with one another. All this pulling each other down ain't getting us nowhere, and they ain't been getting us nowhere. But it's definitely a breakthrough time for us in the DMV. I think we do get a lot of recognition. We definitely get piggybacked off of a lot of things that come out of this city that people kind of just grab it and run with it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, that comes from us kind of needing to stick together. And I think that's the main thing that I want to express, like, especially with my page. I'm always sharing new music from different artists. I'm always showing different brands, different love, different artists, different love, because that's just what I feel that we should be represented as. You know what I mean? So I'm not too scared to be like, oh, I can't put this artist on my platform. It don't have nothing to do with my brand. I don't care about that. You from the DMV, you from here, and you got some art going, and I like that junk, it's going out there straight like that, and I'm putting it out there. Especially if it's good messages to the people, you know what I'm saying? We all got a little good, we all got a little bad, but I ain't trying to put out too much bad, because when you start harboring negative energy, you start putting that into the world, and all that stuff kind of gets out there. So I try to really push everybody that's trying to do something better for themselves, you know, and also open doors to give opportunities for those people too.
I can feel that. I can feel that, my man. Yeah. You definitely had a good amount of words to say in terms of, you know, how you see the DMV's music scene and the importance, the impact that it has, yeah, on a nationwide scale. So, given the fact that I would say the scene is still in this place to where people are still having to catch on to the constant amount of talent that you guys have been able to put out. I want to ask, what do you think are some of the main things that the nationwide audience or even the industry may be not exactly catching on to just yet about the DMV music scene?
I think the industry has caught on to the DMV music stream. I think that they have actually taken pieces of what they've gotten from here,
okay,
and incorporated it into the mainstream media, but sure, they aren't giving the necessary light to the DMV. I feel like the reason being is because as the DMV, see, we connected all the way down from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. For sure. And it's hard for them to correlate a particular sound for this region. You know what I'm saying? Like New York is New York. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta is Atlanta. You know what I mean? You know those sounds. So when you hear the DMV, we have a particular sound, but they feel like it could be emulated. It can take away from it being the DMV if we just get this rapper to rap like this.
For sure.
Kids love this type of rap, right? What I'm saying? But this artist is from so-and-so, but if he get him to start rapping like that, it's gonna start rocking and rolling, you know what I mean? So I feel like we need more light and more recognition for what we have started here in the DMV. It's a huge hip hop scene here, it's a huge cultural scene here when it comes to music and entertainment. So I think we just need to be represented better, you know what I mean? And I think the way to bridge that gap is for the youth and the old heads to come together and stop like dividing lines between what music should sound like here in the DMV, and stop dividing lines between hip hop and the go-go community. Like all that stuff needs to intertwine, you know what I mean? So I think that's going to give us that boost that we need.
I appreciate you, man. That's the perfect way that we could have ended things off, man. Because you definitely represent yourself as somebody that's not only a lyricist, somebody that definitely has a deep knowledge of the genre that you are in and the genre that you are able to push forward. But you definitely care about, the image and the profile that you're putting out for yourself and on behalf of your own city, man. That's love, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what the district need more.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So for that being said, I appreciate you coming through, man. I definitely need to tap in with you for some of that Don't Trip merch.
Hey, come on, I got you.
Need that Don't Trip merch.
I got you.
But we definitely gonna be in touch. I really appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I already know it, man. Tap in with your boy, man. Riz the Great on all platforms. Doghouse is out right now. New music on the way. Don't trip.
Don't trip. Outside, Pastor Ox, Vinyl and Vibes, and we out.